Welcome back everyone to another episode of Vegetarian Cooking with JJ. In this week's episode, I'm making two different recipes inspired by Yotam Ottolenghi. Of course, I put my own spin on things. The first recipe is going to be a roasted butternut squash with a Moroccan Flair. And the second recipe is going to be a lemon curry leaf pearl barley to go along with the squash, of course. So I'm really excited to get started and of course try these dishes out in the end. So without further ado, let's head over to the kitchen and get cooking! Here we have our spices, our ground cumin, turmeric, coriander, white pepper, garlic powder, cardamom pods, 2 small cinnamon sticks, and Himalayan pink salt. I'm dicing 1/2 of 1 large red onion. I cut off both ends of our butternut squash and I'm just peeling it. Cut it in half, scoop out the seeds, and roast the seeds. And we'll cut up our butternut squash into cubes. Adding a couple tablespoons of earth balance into our hot pan. And we're adding our diced red onion. Soften up the red onion and then add in the squash. We're adding in 4 cups of our cubed squash. Let it cook up for a bit. Don't worry if there's sticking on the pan, we're going to deglaze it. I'm adding in 1/2 cup of our veggie stock to deglaze the pan. Now over here we're getting 1/4 cup's worth of our tiger nuts. And I'll just chop them up. This is how you'll normally find tiger nuts if you go visit a health food store. These are in the raw form, however they're dried up, thus their shriveled appearance. So they're completely fine to eat raw. They're chewy, sweet. You'll find if you're trying them for the first time that they taste similar to coconut or a combination of coconut and almonds. Some people even make plant-based milk out of tiger nuts, which is a great way to get some nutrition. Some tiger nuts are ground up into a flour, so it's great for baking, especially gluten-free baking, because obviously they're gluten-free. Have you snacked on tiger nuts before? Feel free to drop us a line down below. Better yet, if you've seen the actual plant, feel free to leave us a comment. We're always interested to hear different people's stories. Tiger nuts are from the plant Cyperus esculentus, and they're a superfood. And guess what? They're not actually nuts, but they're tubers. And if you harvest them, they'll kind of look like miniature potatoes, suitable for Barbie and Ken. This plant is also known as Aya in West Africa. And in Ghana, they export a massive amount of tiger nuts every year. They grow like weeds over there. And you can easily mistake them for grass. There are many traditional homeopathic uses with this plant. The seeds at the top of the plant are used to aid with unnourished children. They take the seeds, grind them up, mix them with water to form a type of drink. Also, the stem is used. They grind up the stem, form a fine paste, administer it into a cut, and it's supposed to treat certain blood diseases, inflammatory diseases, and other types of diseases as well. Tiger nuts have prebiotic properties and they're great antioxidants. They're a good source of iron, vitamin C, vitamin E, potassium. They have magnesium, protein. They're a great source of fiber, and they have unsaturated fats. Consuming tiger nuts will help slow the absorption of sugar in the bloodstream. Make sure your oven is preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now in our Pyrex dish, we're adding our squash mixture, and we're mixing in our tiger nuts. We're adding a half a teaspoon of our black cumin seeds. And we're adding 4 lightly crushed cardamom pods. And we're adding our ground spices with our Himalayan pink salt. And our 2 small cinnamon sticks. Make sure it's mixed up evenly. Here we have the remaining half of veggie stock. I'm just adding in 1 tablespoon of our vegan honey. And we'll pour on our veggie stock and mix it up. I'm slicing 2 shishito peppers in half and mixing them into our squash. We'll cover our squash with foil and pop it in the oven for 30 minutes. Now for our pearl barley component. I got some lemon rind from half of 1 lemon, and I have about 8 curry leaves and about 1 bay leaf. And I have a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. I'm adding 2 1/4 cups of water into this small saucepan. I'm adding our curry leaves, bay leaves, 1 small cinnamon stick, and 5 cloves. Adding in our lemon rind as well. And our white pepper. We'll boil it for a couple of minutes or so. I have this round 7-cup Pyrex dish here. I'm adding 3/4 cups of pearl barley and our aromatic liquid. Now we'll cover it with foil and pop it in the oven for 30 minutes or so. We're gonna get some fresh lemon juice. We'll just need 1 tablespoon. I have a sprig of fresh mint I'm taking off the leaves, and we're just gonna chop them up. I've taken out our pearl barley. You can see there's a little bit of liquid left over. It will continue to absorb, so we'll leave it to sit for 10 minutes. I'm adding a tablespoon of earth balance and a tablespoon of lemon juice. We'll just mix it up evenly. And our squash is nicely cooked as well. So now it's plating time. Feel free to remove the whole spices if you wish. I'm topping off the dish with our vegan unsweetened plain yogurt. And sprinkling on our fresh mint. When you eat it, make sure to mix it all up. And I'm topping it off with our roasted squash seeds. It's that time again, everyone. We get to try our delicious creation. Here we go. What a really nice blend of spices here. Gotta love the different textures, the different combos of flavors coming together. Gotta love the lemon and the mint. The roasted squash seeds were really a good call. And also the tiger nuts too. The vegan yogurt really ties in nicely with all those spices. The shishito peppers were a good call. I think they're great for those who cannot handle as much spice but still want a slight amount of heat. Of course, all you spice fans can kick it up a notch with some chilies. This dish is simply divine in my opinion, and I highly recommend that you try it out. If you don't want to use the pearl barley, you're welcome to use rice or any grain of your choice. And if you switch it up, feel free to drop us a comment down below and let us know what you used. So there you have it, everyone, a delicious aromatic dish to add to your recipe booklets. And remember, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video. There's gonna be a new video popping up every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern, so you don't wanna miss it. This is JJ signing off, keeping things interesting in my kitchen and in yours. Bon appetit.